Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be solving a nice radical equation from Finnish high school math competition. So if you're from Finland, say hi. Let's go ahead and see how we can solve a problem like this. We have the square root of 1 plus the square root of 1 plus x equals the cube root of x, and we're going to be solving for x values. Now I'll be presenting two methods, and for my first method I'm actually going to start by raising both sides to the 6th power. And the reason behind that is we have the cube root and the square root, and the least common multiple of 2 and 3 is 6, right? Our goal is to eliminate the radicals. So let's go ahead and raise both sides to the 6th power. And that will get rid of the square root as well as cubed inside. So it's going to be this number or this expression to the 3rd power. You can also think of it this way. We have 1 plus square root of 1 plus x to the power 6 divided by 2. So it's 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. Okay? And then this becomes x to the power 6 divided by 3, which is x squared. Great. We got rid of the radical on one side, but we have to continue. First, we have to expand this. How do you cube this expression? And again, this problem is from Finnish high school math competition. So let me know if you're from Finland. Now let's go ahead and expand it, okay? We're going to go ahead and cube this first one. We're going to start with 1. And then we'll get 1 plus x times the square root of 1 plus x. It's basically like the cube of the second term. So I'm kind of doing it like a cubed plus b cubed, and then 3ab times a plus b. So it's going to look like this. 3ab, a plus b. And of course, that's equal to x squared. Great. Now you can go ahead and rearrange the terms a little bit here. We can factor out square root of 1 plus x and kind of put it all together. So like a common factor, and subtract some of the stuff. For example, when you distribute, you're going to get the radical first. And then if you distribute this, you're going to get 3 times that, right? Plus, now this times this is going to be just the 1 plus x. And now we can bring this to the right-hand side. And of course, there's a 1 here as well. We can subtract that 2. And these two actually will have a common factor. So it's going to look like this. We're going to have 4 plus x times the square root of 1 plus x equals x squared minus 3x minus 3 minus 1. In other words, x squared minus 3x minus 4. Great. What's the next step? Squaring both sides. If you go ahead and square this and square that, you're going to get a lot of terms here. So it's going to look like this. You're going to square the first term like this. If you square this, this will be multiplied by 1 plus x. On the right-hand side, you're going to get something like x to the 4th plus 9x squared plus 16. It's basically a plus b plus c quantity squared minus 6x cubed minus 8x squared plus 24x. And then you're going to distribute to the left-hand side and put it all together. And what's going to happen is you can go ahead and subtract this, or actually probably bring these over to the right-hand side, so that at the end, you're going to get something like this. A lot of things are going to cancel out. And as a result, you're going to get x to the 4th, okay, minus 7x cubed. I hope you don't mind me skipping all these steps because, for example, these two will make x squared, right? And then you're going to have another x squared here. They're going to cancel out. Make sense? So at the end, you're not going to have that. But there's going to be another x squared because we get, wait a minute, should we have more x squared? Yeah, because we have this one, 8x times x, which is going to bring 8x squared, but with a minus sign because x to the 4th is on the right-hand side. You see what I'm saying? So you do all these simplifications, and this is what you should be getting at the end, which is actually really cool, by the way, even though it seems like a long way to do it, because notice that this is totally factorable, right? So we can factor out x squared and we'll have x squared minus 7x minus 8, which is also factorable. Beautiful. And now we're looking for two numbers whose product is negative 8. Those numbers are x minus 8 and x plus 1. Notice that their sum has to be negative 7. So like a factoring a trinomial is something you should know if you're doing algebra. Now we got all the factors. And what is that supposed to mean? It means x can be 0, x can be 8, or x can be negative 1. I think for this problem, even though I didn't mention it at the very beginning, I forgot, the requirement was that x is positive, okay? So, but let's still go ahead and check the results with the original problem. We kind of need to check it out. We have the square root of 1 plus the square root of 1 plus x equals cube root of x. Now, for example, if you replace x with 0, what happens, right? If you replace x with 0, you get the square root of 1 plus 1, which is square root of 2, but that does not equal the cube root of 1, right? So x equals 0 is not going to work. You have to reject it, right? What about 8? Let's test it out. 1 plus 8, and then this is 1 plus 8 is 9, square root of 9 is 3, so this is square root of 1 plus 3, which is equal to 2, and the cube root of 8 is also equal to 2. Great. So x equals 8 works, so we're going to take that, but 0 will be rejected. Okay, what about negative 1? Plug it in. If you replace x with negative 1, you get square root of 1 plus 0 and cube root of negative 1. Are they equal? The answer is no, because 1 does not equal negative 1. Make sense? So negative 1 is not going to work either. So we end up with x equals 8 as the only solution. Is that the only way to do it? Nope. There's a second way, which I guess was meant by this problem. You know, problems in a math competition, there's usually shortcuts, okay? If you can see the solution, then great. Of course. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and use substitution, okay? So substitution you can use like this. Let's go ahead and call this y, and don't ask why, okay? This means the square root of 1 plus x is equal to y, which means 1 plus x equals y squared, which means x can be written as y squared minus 1. Now this is important. Let's go ahead and frame it. And then what do we have now? We have x in terms of y, so we can use it here. And here on the left hand side, we have the square root of 1 plus y. So this simplified things actually a great deal. Now I'm going to replace x with y squared minus 1. Notice that from x we went to the y world. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to raise both sides to the 6th power. But this is going to be much, much better. You know why? Because y squared minus 1 contains y plus 1. Okay, difference of two squares, it's factorable. First, we're going to get y plus 1 to the 3rd power on the left. And then here, we're going to get y squared minus 1 to the 2nd power. Again, 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2. And 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. Okay, so far so good. Now, if you consider the fact that this can actually be written as y plus 1 to the 2nd times y minus 1 to the 2nd, because that's how this expression is factored, we can now go ahead and put everything on the same side, and things will be a lot easier. You see how smooth that is? That's why it deserves to be the second method, not the first one. And now we're going to go ahead and factor out, I meant to write it as, equals 0. And now we're going to factor out y plus 1 squared. And then inside we're going to have y plus 1 minus y minus 1 squared, right? That's how you can factor this expression is equal to 0. Obviously, from here we get y equals negative 1. But we have to think about what y means, right? Y is equal to what? The square root of 1 plus x. The square root of 1 plus x equals negative 1. Obviously, this is meaningless, right? Because the square root of a number, a real number, cannot be negative. So that's meaningless. What about this? We have to expand it, y plus 1. From it, subtract y squared minus 2y plus 1. This is really cool because now the ones are going to cancel out. We're going to get y minus y squared plus 2y equals 0. And this means 3y minus y squared equals 0, which means y is equal to 0 or y is equal to 3, right? Okay, what is y again? Square root of 1 plus x. If this is equal to 0, from here x equals -1. Uh-oh, that's not good. If y is equal to 3, the square root of 1 plus x is equal to 3. That means 1 plus x is equal to 9, which means x is equal to 8. And as we know, x equals 8 is the only solution to this equation. And this brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you next time with another video. Until then, be safe, take care. Don't forget to check out SyberMath and aplusbi, and bye-bye.